Hi, it's Chris Watkin here, and I'm with Mark Bentley, last year's President of the National Association of Estate Agents. Mark, why did you go from being a director of a chain to joining eXp? Talk to me.
Gosh, that's a long story, and I'll try and keep it to short and exciting, Chris, if I can. When I left the firm, I've been with for a long time as a director, a very great firm in Sutton Coldfield and Birmingham. I had a long time there. The presidency was coming up, and I always say to people, if you're going to do a job, do it properly. And I really wanted to do the presidency well. I wanted to give it all the time it deserved. It's a real opportunity to meet a lot of our members and to see and really get involved and really help and give back a little bit. I've done this job for so long, an opportunity to give some experience back. So the decision, first of all, was to focus on the presidency, and that was a fantastic year doing that. And then as I came out of that, I'd had a lot of people approach me and talk to me. I won't obviously mention names here now, but various companies asked me if I would consider doing various things for them. And one of the great things about off the coalface, and you would know, working in estate agents for a long time, I've spent 40 years working 6 days a week, thoroughly enjoying it, but working 6 days a week. And this has been a real opportunity with the presidency to step back a little bit and have a look. Lots of people in IT coming, talking to me about this product. Well, will you endorse this, or will you give us advice whether you think this is a good product or not? I could give examples of that, perhaps won't go off kilter with that, but some really interesting stuff there, which is good. But also gave me a chance to look back and see what's happening with the business and look at what's happening at the high street and all the way things are happening. So I looked at some of these companies that are reducing their offices. There's a very good firm over in Herefordshire, Worcester, Andrew Grant, that went from 12 offices to 4 or 5 offices, realising that maybe less office costs and working from smaller hubs and everything else, etc., or hubs in local towns, etc. I looked at some of the companies that are working from hubs, etc., and I really felt that was where the business was going to a degree. And really, actually, that was initially where I thought, actually, this is where I might get involved or advise or whatever I do. But as I then took the decision to actually, before I do this, I'm going to actually just have a look and just speak to people who might be involved. So if I'm going to start my own hub, or I'm going to work for a company or talk to agents and encourage them to be self-employed, I'm just going to find out what they think. So I'm from Birmingham. Hopefully you can't tell, but I'm from Birmingham. It's still a great city. By the posh part. I'll do off kilter there, but I tend to say Birmingham these days has got 2 O's. It's Birmingham, which is a good way of doing the accent, but also things are really busy in Birmingham. It's really going well there, which is great. But I'm from that area. So I spoke to agents who are 30, 35, 40, male and female. And I said to them, I went for a coffee with several of them, and I said, if I'm going to open an office in the middle of Birmingham as a hub, and you can come and meet there, and you could be trained there, and admin maybe there, etc., will you come and join me, and how would you feel about that, etc.? The nice thing is they all said, Mark, if you're doing something we're interested, we're delighted to. That's usually nice. People who know me and know I'm, a hard-working, honest estate agent. I'm always putting the client first. They were all positive of that, but they all said to me, Mark, why would we want to drive into the middle of Birmingham to drive out again to see all our clients who are maybe in Solihull or Sutton Coldfield or Wolverhampton or wherever they are? We might come in once a month, we might come in once a week at a push, but once a month. Why do that when we want to be in our patch and everything else? And to be honest with you, that was with the whole way that we're going away from bricks and mortar, and the way that things are changing and the fantastic technology that's available these days, it really just made me think, actually, they're right. Why would you want to do? And if I'm going to personally invest a lot of money in opening a hub, but then I've got to bring all these people on board, and I've got to say to them, right, guys, it's great you come on board, and as a self-employed agent supported by me for this hub with the company I'm in with, then by the way, I need you to do 10 house sales a month, because actually I need you to pay some of this money back, because my colleagues have got to pay for the running of this building. So then I'm putting pressure on these people who are making that big decision, that big jump from going to employed to self-employed, and adding additional pressure on. So when I was over in America, twice I went to America with the presidency, to events held by the National Association of Realtors. Great fun. Really makes you be proud to be the estate agent in America, because they're very proud of the job they do, and we've lost a lot of that magic over here, and that was something I was trying to bring back during my presidency. But when I was over there, I was hearing about eXp, and I was hearing noises about what was going on over there, and good things. And so when Adam and I made contact regarding eXp, I've got some background knowledge, but not all of it. But when you look at the model, when you go into eXp world, and you look at the software that's available, when you think at the end of the day, what everybody says, estate agency is a people business, and I've lived and worked in the same town all my life, and I can walk down the high street and every other person will say hello and be nice to me. I'm very proud of the fact that in 40-something years of this business, nobody's ever punched me on the nose, which is good. So, I've always tried to look after whether it's a seller or buyer. But I just thought, actually, I initially thought this was one step too far, and then I thought, no, I don't think it is. I think
so. Had you seriously considered starting your own hub and then bringing like associates and under your umbrella?
Yes.
But you decided that eXp was was the best umbrella organisation. Are you still wanting people to be associates under your hub, or
no? Not at all. I want people to individually blossom under their own rights, supported by eXp. That's what I want them to do. I thought the hub was the next step in estate agency, and initially I thought eXp was 2 or 3 steps away. And the more I looked at it and considered and talked to people, I thought, it's not. Things are moving that fast. That I just thought, actually no, and although I'm an old guy and been around a long time, I do still enjoy the business thoroughly. I'm still very enthusiastic about it, and I love the tech.
But do you have people? Adam Day runs the show in the UK. Are you just, when I say just another, you're just another associate, or are you going to have associates not under you, but basically got you guiding and mentoring them?
I'm going, yes, absolutely. And the way the system works. So obviously, initially, I was helping Adam with the launch of eXp, and I suppose hopefully adding some credence to the fact that when he was launching, that if I'm involved, then it must be okay. So hopefully, that was very conscious of that. That was a big decision, Chris, actually, when I was deciding to do this, because I'm very aware that people would watch what I was doing, and and it was my reputation on the line.
So did you decide that you liked it so much that, in fact, instead of helping him out, you decided to go back into agency and almost?
That was a side issue, because actually I started some consulting, and I do, through my consultancy, I do various things for general clients and for estate agents as well. And for tech companies, I've done webinars for tech companies and things like that as well. But ever since I stopped being hands-on to do my presidency, most of my clients still have my mobile number, and I always used to give out my personal mobile number as well as my office number. And they call me every couple of days. I get a call from a client every other day. I get a call, will you help my daughter's buying a house, an advisor? Mark, my aunt has passed away, what shall I do? Because I've been the person that they have contacted over the years and everything else. So as this situation sort of grew, and I was initially handing some of this work to my old firm because they're a good firm and everything else, etc., and I have a good relationship with them. But it just, particularly with the eXp, I thought, I don't really need to do this. I could be helping these clients personally.
Have you fallen back in love with agency then?
I don't think that's a good question. I don't think I'd fallen out of love with it. I think I had, in fact, in a funny sort of way, I suppose the presidency really helped me. Do you know what the presidency did? Apart from there's loads of things, but actually going around the country, whether it was Leeds, Edinburgh, Glasgow, Belfast, Jersey, I've been all over the UK. Fantastic. It really motivated me, because I met so many good estate agents. What I love about most estate agents I meet, and I mean the vast majority, and all but the vast majority, is hard-working boys and girls, guys and girls who are trying to do a good job for their clients, who are genuine in their intent and working mad hours, etc., and get a bad press, and a very unfair bad press. I've spent 40 years trying to prove estate agents are good guys and girls, and I met a lot of good guys and girls on my travels across the UK.
Thank you very much.
My pleasure.